Say, welcome to Poolside Mindful Monday Yin Yoga practice. So we're going to be doing shorter holds today and helping the body to feel just more flexible and the mind a little bit more clear as we focus on what's happening in the present moment. So I'd like us to start in seated meditation today. So it's a new year. Today is the 2nd of January. So let's see if we can start working on our mindfulness practice. So sit up nice and tall. Remember, you can double up the blanket underneath your bum if you want, or sit up on a cushion or anything else that feels comfortable. And then simply close your eyes. We just want to make sure we're not rounding the back. So we bring the rib cage forward a little bit. And then roll the shoulders in backward circles and see how that feels today. Whatever time of day you're practicing, if you're watching the video, if you're here live right now, just tune in to how your body feels in this present moment. And just let the shoulders drop, close your eyes, and start to tune into your body. Tune into your breath. Feel it going in and out through the nose. Good. Let your forehead soften and relax. Place to go, nothing to do. You're just practicing being. Good. Let your eyes soften as we look inward with compassion for ourselves today. Being more gentle on ourselves. This seems to be a theme that keeps coming up with many of my people around me that have been reaching out, chatting. It's like, this is the year to be more gentle on myself. Give myself time for care, for self-care. Let myself be human this year instead of me having all these super high expectations and then being disappointed or having regrets, things like that. So whatever you're doing right now, whatever intentions you're setting for the new year, but practicing those things right now in the body. Let's practice Yin Yoga. So see how the breath feels as you swallow, moistening the throat, relaxing the jaws. You let the teeth part slightly. And then just feel the breath going in and out through the nose. This is our Anapana meditation. So we just become aware that we're breathing without judgment. And feel the texture of your breath, the feeling tone of the breath. Is it heavy or light? Does it feel rough or smooth, dry or moist? Just without judgment. Right? We try, we do our best. My sister here loves Hallmark movies. I just watched one while I was eating breakfast, and she said in the film that joy or comparison is the thief of joy. I was like, oh yeah, right? This is a reminder just to be ourselves. We're all unique beings. Just allow yourself to be right where you are without judgment. Okay, now letting your belly soften a bit. Let's start to breathe there. Let the belly expand as you inhale. And as you exhale, pull the belly muscles back. And then just continue. Breathing in, belly expands. Breathing out, belly contracts. Just like that, nice and slow and steady. So we're opening up the lower lungs, waking up those lower chakras. Our emotions, our creativity, our groundedness, our security. Feel that right now in your body. Breathe into the earth. Breathe out. Squeeze the belly muscles down. Pushing out what makes you feel ungrounded or insecure. Okay, let's take it to the ribs next. Feel your ribs stretch as you inhale. As you exhale, relax. Breathing in, ribs expand. Breathing out, ribs relax. Just continue on your own, nice and slow and steady. Good. Stretching out those intercostal muscles, waking up the personal power center now, solar plexus area. Beautiful. Take it up to the chest next. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, it falls. And continue like that, nice and slow and steady. So now we're opening the heart center. Love and compassion for yourself today, each other. Good. All right, let's fill the lungs like a glass. Let's fill the belly, and then the ribs, and then the chest. Pause. Empty chest, empty ribs. Belly draws back and pause, filling bottom to top. Emptying top to bottom. Doing our meditation. Daisy's doing hers too. She's doing her walking meditation. Right? We learn how to slow down, how to let go through this practice. So slowing down is first. Letting go comes from slowing down. So we're slowly breathing, we're sitting quietly, focusing inward. Right? Now let's stretch the arms to a T and then inhale, reach up for your New Year's dream. What is it? And pull it down into your heart center and drop it in. Touch the thumbs against the breastbone just to remind us of this heart chakra. And then set an intention for this year, this day, this week, whatever it is you need right now. You can think of a whole year, what you need, where you want to be at the end of this year. And maybe that's where your mind goes. That's okay. It's all personal. Say thank you for what you asked for. Hands to the forehead to touch. Remember, thoughts will be there. They're not who you are. Let's watch the thoughts. Be the witness to our own thinking. And then back to the heart center. Let's take a big breath in. Oh. Start with just a little forward fold here. So we're going to get into butterfly pose just for 3 minutes. Remember, this is short hold Monday classes, our short hold format, which can be done any day of the week. So we're going to set the clock for 3. Just put the bottoms of the feet together and just hang here, right? We just let the body go in these poses. We're not pulling or pushing. We don't see where the body should be. We let it be where it is. So you can let your body hang wherever it stops. So mine stops like right there, and that almost feels too intense. So I back out a little bit so my legs can stay relaxed. So if you feel things starting to activate, right, the muscle, then back out a bit and let the muscles relax. Okay, 3 minutes. You can use blocks between your legs for your elbows to rest on, blocks under the knees, maybe a block under your seat. I'm doing today's practice blockless, so but please feel free to use your prompts. Let your head hang, or maybe you're stacking blocks. One goes under the forehead. Nice steady breaths in and out. So if your head is hanging, you can rock it like a pendulum side to side with your chin or up and down. Yes and no position. So we're stretching the outside edges of the legs and spine, depending on where you're feeling it. We'll all feel it differently. Just take care of yourself, do what feels good. Make sure you keep your steady breath going. So what does it mean to set an intention? So this is the way I'm looking at the new year this year instead of resolution, which most time they fail. So intentions instead are kind of like, where do I want to be? Excuse me, what do I want to bring into my life this year? So setting intention is the act of stating what you intend to accomplish through your actions. It's a commitment to what you want the journey to be about as you move on and move up. When you are intentional about something, your focus is in the moment. Who you are, what you do, and why you do it. All right, let's slowly come up, put the hands behind, feet out front, and let the knees tip side to side. Notice how your hips feel, right? We're going to work on the hips today. This is the main target of Yin Yoga. Let's practice reverse table. Well, this is a strong pose. If it's too strong, give me a moment. I'll show you an alternative pose. Feet are flat, hands are flat. Lift and squeeze your butt. Use your glute muscles. We want to strengthen the glutes. That's good for the core and the lower back. Let your head fall back. It's okay with your neck. If you want something different, sit cross-legged, fingertips behind you, arch your chin and chest. There's plenty of time to do more reverse tables if you want to start with the easier version. Good. Now when you come down, shake out your hands, get the tension out of the wrists, and let's take a big cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Ah. All right, let's come to cats and cows. So if you have your blocks, bring them to the top of your mat. Make sure your blanket is wider than your mat so your knees don't slide off onto any hard surface. Hands are flat under your shoulders. Good. Fingers spread out. And then we're going to inhale, tail and chin go up. Exhale, tail and chin go down. So nice and simple. Keep on moving. Pausing at the top, pausing at the bottom of your breath. So you're welcome to go side to side, make circles with your tail and head. Good. What feels good right now? So we're trying to get out of our heads into our bodies, into the present. So one way to do that is to really feel into your body, sensation, breath. Feel the earth below your hands and knees. And if you thread the needle next, let's get into a spinal twist. Right arm goes up, right arm threads right behind the left wrist. With the palm up, place your shoulder down and the right side of your face. Okay. Now, once you get into the pose, just close your eyes and tune into how it feels. Good. Letting your shoulder and arm melt into the earth. Side of the face or head just resting against the mat above the shoulder. And just tune into your breath. How does it feel right now? And what's the sensation like on a scale of 1 to 10? And if it's not a 5, not medium pressure, then maybe you want to lift your left arm and thread it behind your back to create more pressure. If it's feeling strong, use that left hand in front of you flat. Just help hold yourself up a little bit with that. Eventually, fully, maybe you can relax. Just notice without judgment how you feel right now. Good. So this is opening up the upper spine, the shoulder, the neck. You happen to be feeling it right now. And then breathing where you have space. We're not forcing the breath. Okay, one more minute. We're staying here just for a couple minutes. Pick things up gently and slowly and naturally. Just a few more breaths. All right, left hand in front of your face. Let's gently sweep the right arm to the sky. And so just feel this in your upper spine, maybe sitting a little back with your hips, whatever feels good, but stretch from your hand on the floor into the hand reaching up. And then switch hands, right hand down, left hand up. You can do what feels good with your neck. Then we're going to switch again, left hand down, right hand up, just really moving that upper spine back and forth. Now step your right foot back to your easy side plank. Okay, letting the right arm fall backwards. Letting the head dangle if that feels nice. Just keep breathing. Maybe you're feeling a nice stretch in your right waist right now. That's where I'm feeling it. Just tight there from not stretching for a few days. Let your head hang. You can shake your head yes and no. Good. Make sure there's not a lot of pressure on that bottom hand. You can slide it closer to the knee if there is. Good. Nice steady breaths. So we let gravity do a lot of the work in our Yin Yoga practice. We want the muscles to be relaxed so the joint takes on the pressure. This is anatomy. This is just how the system works. Muscles relax, then the pressure can get into the joint where the bones are connected, where there's fascia, ligament, connective tissue. And this is also a part of the body that scientists, anatomy experts used to believe was inert. There was no energy flushing through the system. And then now we know from Chinese medicine, this is exactly where the meridians go through. All right, now we're going to come down and take a step forward. We're going to get to dragon next. Right foot steps up. We're going to start with baby dragon, mostly for my sake, but this is close to the beginning of practice. So this is a difficult pose to do without props. And but I'd like to just try. So if you don't have props, I can show you different ways to do the practice without the props. But also, if you do have props, you can use one in front of your left knee right now. You just slip it right there, you lean onto it, and let it support you. Hands on either side of the foot, if that's possible. And if not, put a block straight up and down. Put your elbow on that block. All right, we're going to stay here just for a minute or so, stretching the front of the left hip. Now, my back toes are turned under. That can help protect the knee. If you want more pressure, you can point that back foot. All right, you can let the head hang too if that feels good, or hold it up. So it's very personal. That's why I say often, maybe you're going to go here. Maybe you'll go there. Okay, do what feels good. That's what we're tuning into this year. What feels good? What is my intuition saying right now? Listen, honor your body, develop the intuitive nature that we all have. Be gentle on yourself. So a lot of times we'll blame ourselves if something goes wrong and forget that we had that nudge inside that was telling us, maybe not to go there, maybe not to do this or that. Not to trust this person. Something was telling you. And sometimes we don't listen. That's okay. We learn. Okay, just a few more breaths. Just letting the front of that left hip stretch. We're getting into the hip flexors and quads now. This is where the stomach and spleen channels are. The front of the hip joint. They kind of go down towards the inner thigh as they go down the top of the thigh. They would call that the medial side of that left leg, the inner thigh area. A few more breaths. So what we're going to do now is go up to high dragon. So if you have your blocks, you put them straight up and down under each hand, and then you use those blocks to lift your chest up. Now I'm going to come out a little bit just because I don't have my props, and then go back in this high dragon version. Okay, so if you don't have props, you can have your hands on your knees possibly. Sometimes I'll do it next to some furniture, where I could use maybe the side of the bed or something else, a little table. Okay, so this is high dragon. And depending on your hips, you might be very low, or you might be a little bit higher, but that's okay. We're still stretching through the front of that back hip. Okay, keep breathing. Nice, steady breath. In and out through the nose. So if you can't breathe, that's a clear sign that you've gone too far. And if this one feels like it's pinching your lower back, you just lean forward a little more with the chest. If you want more pressure, you're going to lean back. So this is one of the strongest of the pose. That's why we're doing it for a short time today. Now we're going to lay over that front leg again, and then place the hands inside the front foot. Walk your right foot over to the right a little bit. Okay? And then just hang here, or stack up some blocks and put your elbows on your blocks. So now we're starting to come down on the inside of the right leg, and it just depends on your flexibility. All right, let's keep breathing. We have 90 seconds left. Nice, steady breath. Back to toes again. You can change positions, pointing or flexing. Breathe in peace. Breathe out, relax. Now we're getting more into that front leg. You might start feeling more pressure, maybe in your right hamstrings or the outside or inside of the leg. Maybe in the front of your hip. We never know until we get into the pose. One more minute. So this is the extension of the hip. It can really help improve your back bends in your other types of yoga classes. Because we're opening up the front of the hip, and if you think about laying on your back, putting your feet flat and lifting up to bridge or wheel, if you can do a full back bend wheel, right? If the front of the hip is tight between the hip and the thigh, then that's really going to limit how high you can lift your hips in those poses. So this is helping with that particular area. Hip flexors and quadriceps. Okay, just a couple more breaths. Keep breathing. You can add winged dragon if you're on your left elbow on the floor or a block. You can put your right hand on your right knee and turn your chest to the right. Do what feels good. So we're going to straighten the arms next, and then let the hips slowly flow back. Straightening your front leg a bit. Just relax over your right leg. If you have blocks, you could have your hands on blocks on either side of the foot. You could let your head hang here and just get a really good stretch all the way from the right heel into the mat. Keep breathing. All right, let's take that right leg back. Go back to table for a moment. Take a few cats and cows. Just reset your body in that peaceful mode, back to neutral. It's like, this is where I am now. Maybe this isn't where I started. Things are feeling different. Heat, energy flow, tingling, lightness. Now we're going to get into shoelace pose next for a short hold. Left knee in the middle. Lift the right leg, put the right knee behind the left, spread your feet out and start to crawl back. Now, if you have blocks, which most people are going to have blocks in, especially for this pose, put a block under your seat and then just sit on that block. Okay, so the left knee is going to be on top of the right knee. Now, if this is just too difficult, keep going. If this is too difficult, you can go into your swan instead. So you would bring your left leg forward to this 90-degree angle, and then right knee facing to the right. With swan pose, you can fold forward And so this is one leg getting the outer rotation. In shoelace, it's both legs at once. So it's, I don't know if I want to say it's twice as hard, but it's definitely an advanced pose. Okay, so find the position that's right for you. Remember, this is about acceptance, not comparison, not judgment. And then close your eyes and just try to be still for the first minute or so. If you're not feeling it enough sitting up, you could always fold forward over your front leg, maybe using blocks under the elbows or forehead. It's going to be another 5-minute hold, so take your time. So we never want to get into a pose that we can't relax in, we can't breathe in, a pose where we feel like we're stressing ourselves out or we have anxiety about it. Those are signs that we've gone too far. That's why there's alternative postures. So swan pose is the alternative. Okay, so that's about the first minute. So if you're seated up, if you'd like to get into a side bend, lateral flexion of your spine, put your left hand over on the left and just kind of bend that way. See how far your body wants to go. And then you could place a block under your left elbow, or maybe your elbow goes all the way to the mat. The right arm can go up or not. It just depends on how you feel. Okay, let's keep breathing. Nice, slow, steady breath. No place to go, nothing to do. We're practicing being present, being. So we can do yoga poses, we can be in a yoga pose. Doing is more analytical, it's more intellectual. Being is more spiritual, it's more present moment awareness, consciousness. So feel the breath by the nose right now. Be present with your breath. Life force energy. Making your intuitive adjustments in this class means listening and honoring and following. What is my body saying? How does it feel? Give yourself permission to change positions when necessary. Come out a little, go in a little. Just keep breathing. Breath is different in each pose. If you'd like to add eagle arms, get some more shoulder work in. Bring your arms to a T. The left knee is on top, so we bring the left elbow on the bottom, cross at the wrists, and then palms face each other. And they might barely be touching, it doesn't matter. Do it your way, keep breathing. Nice stretch across the upper back, the tops of the shoulder, wherever you're feeling it. Whenever you're finished with eagle, just try to stretch your arms back out to the T position, maybe rotate the wrists a little, fingers. And then we're going to bring the right arm up, left hand down. Just pat yourself in the back with that right hand. Pat the right elbow with the left hand. Just relax there for a few breaths. This is called Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Part of the arm position, actually the legs are already in cow face. Gomukhasana. So I've heard that the knees are supposed to be the lips, and then typically we have the hand behind the back. So these are supposed to be the ears, the elbows. Cow face pose. All right, so when you're ready to release, just let go. You can roll your shoulders a bit if that feels nice. Now, if you're coming from swan, you simply bring one leg out front, then the other. Shoelace, take it slow, legs out front, shake it out a bit. Good. Feet flat, knees tip side to side. And let's take that second reverse table. I gave you the alternative of sitting on your bum and fingertips back with the chest arched up. You could also do bridge pose. So if you want, you can lay on your back, feet close to the hips, arms by your sides, squeeze and lift, right? So the hip flexors, that's what we worked in our dragon, right? Right between the hip and thigh on top here. So if that starts to stretch out and open, you'll be able to lift higher. And that's the idea in our back bends. Push your feet down in both poses. Squeeze the butt. Stay as long as you like. When you come down, rock yourself up if you're on the ground. And we'll meet in seated meditation. Roll the shoulders, shake the hands. Notice how you're feeling now. Is anything different? Let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhale. Feels good. Now we're going to sit on the feet. We're going to do the first part of the footwork, and then we'll go into the second side of those poses that we were just in. So let's begin with ankle stretch. So we're going to sit on the feet. If it's too strong to sit on the feet, just place a block between the feet and sit on the block. But we do want the bottoms of the feet facing up, tops of the feet facing down, and hands on the thighs, or whatever you need. You might need to lean forward a bit if it's too strong, fine. Or you need to lean back if you need more. Nice, steady breaths. Wherever you are, just make sure you can breathe, that you're working at that 5. Okay, we're going to come back to our table pose, hands and knees. Shake out your feet a little bit, roll them around, get the tension out of the ankle. And then start with some cats and cows. Make sure your blocks are handy, top of the mat again. Just start to up and down, side to side, anything that feels good right now. Good. Get your neck involved, chin towards chest on the exhale, chin to the sky on the inhale. Getting the energy flowing through the blood, flowing through the tissue, the chi through the meridians. All right, left arm goes up, breathe in. Left arm on the floor behind the right wrist, breathe out, letting the head come down. Left side of the face. Relax, let go. Now, if you need more, remember you can always bring your right arm up and thread it behind you. If you need less, you can use your right hand in front of you. So it's a 2-minute stretch, no big deal. Just keep relaxing and breathing. It's all temporary. intention. Good, one more minute. All right, so let's place the right hand in front of the face and gently sweep the left arm up to the sky. Just go to where it feels like a good stretch. Switch sides, left hand down, right hand up when you're ready. Good, feeling that upper back shoulder area, getting a nice opening. And then switch again, right hand down, left hand up. And when you feel ready, step the left foot back to the easy side plank. Just let your head hang, let your arm drop back. Keep breathing. Maybe your arm goes over your ear. Anything that feels good. De-stressing the system today so we can deal with things with a little more clarity. Maybe keeping things in perspective. All right, now as you come down, you're going to step forward with the left foot, and we're going to get to the second side of dragon. I'm very excited about this. This is a hard pose to do without the props, so you'll definitely see me struggling here, but I want you to use your props so you don't have to struggle, right? In this class, we don't want to struggle. We don't want to hold ourselves up as much as possible. Now, pose like this a little bit harder, but you can slip the block in front of your right knee with this one, and then lean onto it. So you can pull your hip back, put the block there, and then let the hip, or the thigh rather, rest against the block. All right, so I'm going to start the clock. We're just going to hang out here. First, just kind of start to open up the front of the hip joint. Nice steady breaths in and out. So using the left thigh for support with our baby dragon, you could also put a block under your right elbow. Maybe you're putting 2 blocks stacked and your right elbow there. But try to have your chest at the level of the thigh. So this should be the easiest for the 3 versions of dragon. And you can always come here if it gets too strong in any of the other versions. Okay, back toes can point or flex, just whatever feels comfortable. Use your breath. Head can hang or you can fold it up, right? You can head a little bit to get some neck work in this pose, any of these dragon positions. All right, so we're going to go into the high dragon. So we're going to lift up the chest away from the thigh, and I'm actually going to use my cup as a block that's nice and tall. And we can just find a place that feels good. It's a back bend, right? It's increasing the pressure in the front of the right hip as we lift. So similar to a full back bend, right? Between the front knee or that right knee, the back knee, and the chest. And the further we go back with the chest and head, the deeper that back bend gets. So take your time, keep breathing. Watch your mind, feel your body, listen to it. Okay, now we're going to lean forward, back to baby dragon. And put the hands on the inside of the front foot. And then we're going to step the left foot out to the left a little bit. That's just going to give us space for our hands and our shoulders. Now you can stay here with straight arms. You can pile up blocks and put your elbows on blocks, or maybe your elbows go all the way down to the ground. So please be careful, but give yourself permission to come up, to go in a little bit. But we really want to find stillness. This is the second principle of Yin. Nice steady breaths. We have 90 seconds left. It's not a contest, no comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. Just be with your body as your best friend to it. Thank you, body. I love you. You're doing great. One more minute. Remember, you can add winged dragon if you're on your elbow, left hand on left knee, turning the chest left. Just a couple more breaths. Now we're going to straighten the arms and pull the hips back. Bow over that left leg this time. Hands can be on the floor on either side or on blocks, and just let the head hang. Now we're really getting into the urinary bladder channel that goes all the way from the inner eye over the head, down the side of the spine, down the back of the left leg. This is the left side. But this is the Yin channel. Now, when you're ready, take the left leg back. Let's go back into some cows and cats again. Resetting your back body. Move your body around any way that feels good right now. Okay, we're going to stand on the right knee. We're going to lift the left leg and tuck the left knee behind the right. Spread the feet. Crawl back. Remember, you can place a block between your feet. So as you sit back, you land on your block. All right, right knee over left. Let's sit up nice and straight. If we can, roll the shoulders a little bit. Try to relax as much as possible here. Legs and feet, stomach, shoulders and arms and hands, the neck, the face muscles. And then you can stay up. You can fold forward if you need more. Or you're welcome to take a side bend to the right this time if you like. Placing your right hand on the right side of the mat. Just remember it's side bend. So try not to let your left shoulder come forward. Keep it back. And you're going to just feel the whole left side of your body stretch. But remember, on the right, we're actually compressing, which is another way to get tension out of tissue. Find your edge, maybe a block under your right elbow, maybe your elbow goes all the way down to the mat. And then you can lift the left arm if you're in the side bend, the lateral flexion. You can keep it by your side. Dogs love chasing the iguanas, lizards, squirrels. Lots going on around us as usual, right? Might be chaos around you right now, and you're just in your little bubble, concentrating, meditating. When I first started meditating in Minnesota in the early 2000s, we went to the Museum of Art in downtown Minneapolis. And while everyone else was in the gift shop, I went outside and sat on a little flower bed, a little edge of a flower bed, and people going by. And I just sat and I closed my eyes because I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could focus in the middle of all of that chaos. So maybe that's what you're working on right now. That's the perfect environment to try, right? Just see if just for a few moments, can I not be distracted? Can I stay with my breath? Can I stay peaceful inside myself, even though others are maybe losing it? Make your intuitive adjustments. If you'd like to add eagle arms, you can bring your arms to a T again. Remember, the right knee's on top, so we're going to bring the right elbow under the left, cross at the wrists, and then palms face each other, wherever that is. Try to pull the shoulders down a little bit. Keep breathing. So we're putting some pressure on the upper body meridian channels, the meridian pressure points through poses like this and all the arm work, shoulder work that we do here, upper back work, neck work. So we have 6 upper body meridians, 6 lower body meridians. The upper body meridians begin or end in your fingers, lower body 6 begin or end in your toes. It's kind of interesting how it works. Now, if you're ready to come out of this one, stretch the arms again out to the sides, maybe roll the wrists. This time we're going to bring the left arm up, right hand down, and then pat yourself in the back. Grab a hold of that left elbow with your right hand. Let your head tip forward if that feels good. Relax your left arm and just breathe. Just breathe. This, you could be in the right side of swan if that was too strong. If the shoelace is too strong, don't feel bad if that's what's going on. This is an advanced pose for some people. It's always different. That's why I don't like to tell you where to go. I want you to ask your body and listen to your body. Let your body guide you. Okay, let's bring the arms slowly back down. Roll the shoulders a bit. And then bring both legs up front for whichever pose you're in right now. Let your legs stretch in front of you. Shake your knees out, bounce them on the mat. And then place your feet flat at the edges of the mat. Just let your knees tip side to side. Good. Notice how different your back feels, your lower back, your sacrum. That's a big target of this class. Hands and feet, one more reverse table or bridge, whatever you prefer. Squeeze your butt and lift. Lock your arms, drop your head back if that feels good. Building core strength here too. So if it's hard to lift, you just keep working on it. As your core gets stronger and stronger, your hips will get higher and higher. And when you're done, we'll meet and seated again. Shake out the hands. Roll the shoulders. See how it feels now. Beautiful. And we'll take a cleansing breath together again. Breathe in. All right, second part of the footwork. Let's come back to table. This time we'll turn the toes under. Start to sit back, putting pressure on the toes where those 6 lower body meridians begin or end. So we have stomach and spleen meridians. We have the kidney and liver meridians, and the urinary bladder and the gallbladder. Those are the 6 lower body meridians and organs that we're working with today. Now, if this feels good, keep your hands in front of you. If you need more pressure, hands can come onto your thighs. Just take care of yourself. Just keep breathing. Working at your edge, that sweet discomfort point. Between 1 and 10 at a 5 at medium pressure. That's where you get the benefit. So benefits are increased blood flow, increased energy flow, or maybe more balanced energy flow, calmer, more flexibility in the body and mind. So many benefits. Let's lift the knees and come into a little squat at the back of the mat. So for me, this just feels good on the calf muscles. If it's hard for you, you can keep your knees down, or you can go up to standing and just hang out there for a few breaths. We won't be here long. Good. Now we're going to roll up to standing and get into our second forward fold. So I want you to get your feet even. Make sure you're not standing on your blanket. Feet are facing forward. Bend your knees. Put your elbows on your knees. So I don't want you to round your back. I want you to arch it. So tail goes up. Bend the knees more if you need to. And then just let the head come down if you're not dizzy at all. Okay, just another 3-minute hold, just like the first forward fold we were in, beginning of class, the butterfly. And you can just let your head dangle, yes and no, whatever feels good. Keep on breathing, straightening the legs more or less. Weight can come forward or back in your feet. Just keep checking in with yourself. Keep breathing. So now really getting into those 2 urinary bladder channels, right? The right and left, the moon and sun, the yin and yang channels go down the sides of the spine, down the back of the legs. Halfway there. You could also just let your body hang, holding on to opposite elbows, or even bring your hands behind your back, interlace, and stretch the arms up towards the ceiling. Good. What feels good? What feels right? The nice steady breaths. 30 more seconds. Though it's a short hold, it can have a big impact on how you feel today. Turning the body upside down like this, really getting the tension out of the back body, helping you to move with more ease and grace. All right, so we're going to crawl forward to table and go back into our cats and cows. Make sure your blocks are handy. We'll be getting into frog pose next. So if you have your blocks, you're going to place maybe a block on top of each other, 2 blocks, 1 sideways, 2 sideways, right in front of the blanket. So when you come down into your frog pose, your ribs can rest against the props. And then you'll have another block at the top of your mat, maybe for your forehead to rest against, right? These are all options. Just start to move in cows and cats, and I'll take you into your frog pose next. So into the inner rotation. Move your spine around, up and down, side to side. Anything that feels good right now. All right, now look where your hands are. Place your elbows where your hands were. So your hips are still over your knees. And then your blocks will be under you here. And then we'll slide the knees open out to the sides, letting the body come down onto the props. So you can adjust the props so they feel like they're supporting you. And then the other one under the forehead. And this is going to be another 5-minute hold. So we had a couple 3-minute holds, and this is our third 5-minute hold. So 5 is kind of an intermediate holding time. 3 is definitely, the minimum for yin pose. They'd say it takes 3 minutes for the tissue just to begin to react. But some poses, 3 minutes is definitely long enough. Try to make sure your hips are between your knees right now. You're not sitting behind the knees. You're not coming forward. This will allow the pressure to be right on the kidney and liver channels on the inner thighs, right on the adductors. And let's just stay and breathe. Find your way, relax your legs, relax your feet. You can turn the toes out for more pressure. Get the toes pointed closer for less. That's our first minute. Okay, 4 left, keep breathing. So we're working on our root chakra here. This is the first chakra that's developed as we're in the womb and growing. Some say it starts at about -3 months while you're still in the and can develop all the way from 1 to 3 years old, I've read. Some even say 7 years old. It's really about our security, our foundation, being grounded, earth chakra at the base of the spine. Sometimes we have to try to protect it because of injury or illness or disease. So the inner thighs may get tight to try to protect it. So what we're doing is relaxing and breathing here, letting that tension start to melt away. Just honor yourself in this pose, wherever you are. Okay, we've got a couple minutes to go. Nice, long, steady breaths. Use your breath to stay present, just like the beginning of class. Just breathe in, peace, breathe out, relax. So we're going to go ahead, take the blocks out under us, and slowly start coming forward down to the belly. Bring your legs together when you're ready. And just turn your head to one side. Maybe the arms next to your body, palms up. One cheek on the ground. Relax and breathe. Toes can touch, heels can fall open if that feels nice. Now take some long breaths in and out of your belly. This is called diaphragmatic breathing. It helps your diaphragm to be strong so it can support your lungs. It's also good for your digestion. All right, we're going to prop ourselves up on our elbows for Sphinx pose. Toes are pointed. Rock your hips side to side if that feels good. Just feeling that peace in the sacrum, lower back area of the body. You can let your head hang here if that feels nice on the back of the neck. Just letting the head dangle, or you could prop your forehead on a tall block if that feels nice. That really helps your upper back to relax. Now, if you would like some more pressure on your back, if it's not feeling strong enough on your lower back, then just plant your hands in front of your elbows flat, fingers spread out. And I want you to squeeze your butt so your tail is going to push down, and then it's safe to lift the elbows up. I want to make sure we don't over-compress the lower back. So you can spread your hands out as wide as your mat, maybe turn the fingers out like a frog, or like a seal rather. This is seal pose. Toe or fingers pointing out at an angle. And then lift up through the ribs, chest, and chin. Maybe your feet come a little bit further apart. I know that helps my lower back to feel better in this one. Just learning how to listen to the body. When you go down, turn your head the other way and just close your eyes, relax again, take a few breaths. All right, hands under shoulders. We're going to push up to table. Sit back in child's pose. Remember, your knees can be together or apart. You could use a block under your forehead if you'd like. And just relax and breathe. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel now. Inner, outer rotation, flexion, extension, spinal twist. Beautiful. Let's come and sit up on the feet and then bring the hips down to the ground. We're going to lay back. Take your block with you And we're going to give the knees a squeeze to start. Rock side to side, massage your lower back. And we're going to get into a second spinal twist. So pull your right knee in, lay your left leg flat, pull your knee towards your right shoulder for 20 seconds. Hold on tight. Let the right leg relax. Let your hands do the work. This is for your ascending colon, largest organ of your immune system. Keep on breathing. And then bring the knee up, hold the right knee with the left hand, right arm straight out on the floor, and then guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. Good. Now feel this big, relaxing spinal twist. Do what feels good with your neck. You can turn your head side to side, or maybe just to the right. You could also grab your left foot with your right hand for those of you that need to go further. This is twisted root pose. Getting deeper into the quads. Just be careful because it is a twisting back bend. Let's release and roll back. Give the knees another squeeze into your chest. And then lay the right leg flat. Pull the left knee in, interlacing your fingers just in front of your left knee. Bring the knee out to the left and then down towards the shoulder. Hold it for 20 seconds. This is the descending side of your colon. Breathe in and out of your belly here. Massaging that organ. All right, let's hold on to the left knee with the right hand, left arm straight out into a T, and then guide your left knee across your body to the right. Holding onto that knee so that left leg can relax. Flip the left palm up. Do what feels good with your neck. Find your edge on this side. Maybe that means bending the right leg, grabbing the right foot with the left hand. Maybe not. Let your body decide. All right, let's roll back again. Both knees into the chest. Back side to side to massage your lower back. And let's try happy baby. Bring your feet up, grab the outside edge of your feet, get your arms out of the way, pull the knees around the rib cage. Now that's probably impossible for a lot of people. So maybe you're just going to hold behind your knees with your forearms and let your legs relax and pull the knees apart and down towards the mat. Or you can hold your ankles. If that's accessible, we just want to keep the hips on the ground. Try to bring the chin down a little bit so the back of the neck is long. Good. Breathe in and out. Feel this compression in the hip flexors, stretching in the hamstrings. Nice. Let's bring the legs in the air. Roll your ankles around. See how that feels. Now you can stay here if this is comfortable for you to just be on the ground, or you can lift the hips, put a flat block underneath your sacrum, your lower back, and then bring your legs up in the air. That's going to be more of an inversion, a little bit higher. So giving different levels of these poses so you can find what feels good for you. Now you can stay here with your legs up, or you can lift your hips, maybe catch the hips with your hands, or simply have your hips on your block with your legs hanging over your head. Remember, you're going to look like you in these poses. Round your back. This is a spine stretch.
So keep your neck relaxed, keep your chin up so neck is in neutral. Good. This is called, looks like plow pose, right? But we don't go as far as we would in a plow. This is snail. Again, urinary bladder, forward fold, third one today if you're in it. Just a few more breaths. Okay, now when you're done, I want you to put one foot at a time on the ground, right? And then lift up to bridge and take the block out if it's there. Hold your bridge pose for a few moments. Arms by your sides, palms down, squeezing and lifting. Knees over ankles, keep breathing. Front of the hips opening, think about that area. And then come down when you're ready, give your knees a squeeze, nice and slow. Nice work. Now bring your legs up, hold behind the legs, and rock up to seated. So take a moment, close your eyes, roll the shoulders backwards a few times. And let's take another cleansing breath. Inhale. All right. So if you do have blocks, you can place one sideways. It's going to go behind the chest, one straight up and down under the head, and lay back for another back bend, right? So the block will be right sideways on its side, and it'll be right behind the upper back. And then the other one behind the head, you can lay back, or you can lay flat for Shavasana. So make sure your lower back feels good. You can just tuck your tail a little bit. Let your feet fall open, arms by your sides, palms up. Rock your head side to side. Make sure your neck feels okay. And just close your eyes. Let your eyes fall back. Let your forehead relax. No place to go, nothing to do. Let your body be. Just for a minute or two here, let your body go into a deep relaxation. This is where all the information and the energy integrates into the system. Now, without moving, without changing or fixing anything about yourself, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. See if you can practice radical acceptance. I am. I am. Start to deepen each breath. Feel the body waking up.
And skim the thumbs across your fingertips, stretch your arms up and over your head. Whether you're on the floor flat or on your blocks, just let the arms be over your head for a few breaths, opening up the shoulders. If you're laying flat, Shavasana, you can give your knees a squeeze. And if you're on your block, slide your feet flat and just let your knees fall to one side and just roll off onto your side body. You can do this from flat on your back too. Let's meet in fetal position. Resting on the side body on the earth, feeling the earth supporting you. Feel yourself grounded here, connected. And then rise up slowly from this fetal position. Feel this human form now, right? We're spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. Place the hands at your heart center. Thank yourself for being here today, for taking time to take care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit. Not just physical. All right, let's seal it in with an Om. Breathe in. The light in you and me is the same as the light in all beings. Try to see that light in yourself today. And try to see it in every being that comes your way, in any form, small or large, human or non-human. Namaste. Thanks for being with us. Have a beautiful year, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all.